Hey everybody, it's me, Zach. This is Judy, and welcome back to our channel. Hey everybody, how's it going? How are you doing? I hope you're all doing very well today, and I'm doing relatively good, to be honest with you. I have been sitting on some knowledge. Well, not knowledge. I don't have any insider knowledge, but I've just been sitting on this knowledge for a couple of days, a few days, maybe like almost a week, that there is a new television show coming out on, my beloved TLC, formerly known as the Learning Channel. I don't think that they've utilized that moniker for a while, or at least I don't think they have. But anyways, they are expanding the 1,000-pound cinematic universe, and they are adding to it with a new show called the 1,000-pound. Let me get it right before I fuck it up, okay? It's called 1,000-Pound Best Friends, and it is going to be premiering on February 7th on TLC. So I'll leave a link to a people.com article about it that also features a trailer that gives a preview of what happens in the show. It seems like they are looking for a show to take over the time spot for the 1,000-Pound Sisters once the season is over. At least that's what I'm guessing. I would guess that we are about to the end of the 1,000-Pound Sisters. They don't do a great job of telling us when the season finale is, but I would guess in a couple weeks it'll be over, and by February 7th, like this new show will be ready to take over, because I think it's at the same time spot. It's supposed to be coming on at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if that helps, there you go. I will say, once I was told about this, some people told me about the show in my Twitch stream, and I actually reacted to the trailer for the new series in my Twitch stream. And sometimes I think people think that I just probably do a little bit of the same over on Twitch as what I do here on YouTube, but I don't always, but I do react to stuff. That's what we do over there. So I just figured, as a treat, here, let me edit down the stream of me reacting to this trailer, and then I can tell you a little bit more about what you need to know about the girls that are going to be on this show. Mrs. Ray's informed me of this new TLC show that's going to come out called 1,000-Pound Best Friends, and I'm kind of intrigued. Do we know who these people are? Have they been on something? Would y'all want to watch the trailer for this with me? These are the stars of the show. It looks like they got a little style, a little fashion moment, this little jumpsuit moment situation type of deal. They also look just generally a little bit more put together than Amy and Tammy. No shade to them. Y'all know I love Amy and Tammy. Let's just go. Not the yassified Amy and Tammy. Ooh, raised by ends, don't sue me if I use that. What? They already got surgery? Wait, they already got surgery? Not me pausing on the feet shot. Not me pausing on the feet shot. I think these two were on too large, and one has already had surgery. The blonde is a little They were on the show too large? Oh, so many people asked me to watch that, but at the time I didn't have a Discovery Plus account, but I do now. But yeah, maybe I'll have to look into their episode.
So 448 pounds, so you're 2 pounds more than the first.
Dr. Proctor! Oh, Daddy. Po! Hey, stop. Hey, you want to say hi to everybody? Oh, hey, don't. We are in front of company. Behave. Okay, literally no idea what he was barking at. Nobody was at the door. Judy was not outside the door. Judy was lounging on the couch. I think he's fine now, but he came in right at the drama. Can we go back a little bit?
What the hell is wrong with you, Vanessa? We're a joke here.
I'm sick of you putting me down. You judge me too much.
February 7th. Oh my God, 3 days after my birthday. What a joy. What a joy. You had joy, you had fun, you had seasons. And oh, here's the whole group. They're so cute. I especially like her little cardigan thing. That's so cute. Oh my God. But look how, I love her little cardigan moment.
And her bob. Her bob is a look.
So the show is about two women in particular named Megan and Vanessa, and Megan and Vanessa were originally on a show called Too Large, which was only available on Discovery Plus. Now, whenever that show came out on Discovery Plus, a lot of people suggested that I should react to it, that I should watch it, so that I should give recaps and whoever, whatever. But honestly, at the time I didn't have Discovery Plus and didn't really want to get it just so that I could watch this show, to be honest. But since then, I have invested in Discovery Plus. It's what lets me watch the episodes of 1000 Pound Sisters early so I can record my recap on Monday and have it ready for you all to watch on Tuesday. So I have it now, and I went and watched 1000 Pound Best Friends. I went and watched their episode of Too Large, which is actually the very first episode of the whole series, okay? And what I will say is the show, 1000 Pound Best Friends, is also going to feature two other women. I think their names are Tina and Ashley. They, from what I can tell, are not at least in that episode of Too Large, so I couldn't tell you shit about them. But we can talk a little bit about Megan and Vanessa. Now, if you're worried that I'm going to give some spoilers about what happens in that episode, I am. So maybe if you want to go watch it spoiler-free, don't watch the rest of this video. But what I can tell you is that these two women are a hoot. They are a hoot. And I could see why TLC is like, we need these girls to take on a show like Amy and Tammy did, because together, the way they interact together, it's just, they don't get into, well, at least in that episode, they didn't get into as like many arguments, but the way that they talk to each other and goof around with each other and joke with each other, it's funny. It's funny. So just some things to know about Megan. She had some issues related to like a bad marriage that took place in her life. And after she got married, she spent some time doing like adult photos after she met some like man on the internet that convinced her to do it, which like, I am very supportive of people who do sex work as long as you want to do it. And it kind of sounded like maybe she didn't love all of the scenarios related to doing that kind of work. But I don't know. That was just kind of like what I took away from it. Maybe that's not really how she felt. And then after a while, she met this man named John, who she played like, I think, video games with on the internet. And she met him over the internet, became boyfriends, they dated, and now he lives with her. One of the catalysts for Megan wanting to start losing her weight was that her dad passed away about a month before she began filming the show. And on his deathbed, like, literally said to her, hey, girl, like, get your life together. So that's essentially Megan's story. Some things you need to know about Megan is that, like, right off the bat in this show, it's literally like within the first minute of this show, she gives two iconic moments. One, she lets us know a little bit about what she thinks is great about being fat.
The only two good things about being fat is, one, you can't get kidnapped, and two, you age good because the fat fills in your wrinkles.
And then, and granted, remember, this is the very first episode of this show, okay, ever. And it's literally within the first minute of it, we get to see how she goes to the bathroom.
Oh, God, I'm gonna pee. Being this large makes it hard to get to the restroom on time. So I've been improvising with a pee pad on the floor. I just have to kind of say, it, and go with the flow, literally flow.
The pee pads, the puppy pee pads, the pee pads. I was just like, oh my God, what are you doing? What are you doing? So yeah, so Megan, she's ready to go, ready to take this serious, ready to get down to business, lose weight so that she can get healthy. She wants to live a life. She's tired of seeing people around her doing all these things that she can't do. So she arranges a little appointment moment situation with the one thing that ties this show to the 1000 Pound Sisters, which is the one, the only Dr. Proctor. Which, like, if you've ever watched my recaps of the first season and or like couple episodes of season 2 of 1,000 Pound Sisters, y'all know how I feel about Dr. Proctor. He is just gorge. He's just like a well-aged, beautiful, attractive man. Like, it just is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. So yeah, so he's on this show. He's like, I think, the primary doctor for like all of the patients that they see on Too Large. So with that being said, Megan has this lifelong friend, Vanessa, who she has known since junior high. They've been friends since they were in junior high together. They've continued to be friends. And Vanessa is also quite a treat. She is also quite a treat. Vanessa does share with us that they might be big, but they are pretty.
You're like me. We are so beautiful. Yeah, we big. We got a little, but we pretty.
And honestly, I vibe with her attitude. I think, like, there is such a weird conversation. I cover enough, like, plus-size women on my channel to see conversations happening about, like, body positivity and things like that. And I think that there's always this like, back-and-forth battle of people who don't get body positivity and their concerns about health and, like, glamorizing obesity and things like that. But like, I vibe with the idea that you should be able to feel beautiful no matter like what your body looks like, right? Like, health does not equate to beauty, and if she feels beautiful and if she feels confident in herself, like, I think that's great. We do learn a little bit about Vanessa as well. She talks a lot about how she grew up in poverty. She has 2 kids. She was married at one point to like her husband, and he passed away in 2016, and she talked about how like basically that led to her turning to like food to really cope, although she's kind of like dealt with like weight loss issues throughout her whole life. The loss of her husband just kind of made her go further into using food as a crutch, and she is very honest that one of the reasons, so what I maybe haven't mentioned thus far is that she's like very opposed to the concept of surgery because she does like her lifestyle, or at least that's like what she shares on the show, that she likes the way that she lives. She doesn't want to give up food. But then she does admit that the reason she doesn't want to give up food is that it is her coping mechanism and she doesn't know how to live life without it. And if it makes you concerned that Megan has issues like getting to the bathroom to pee, no worries, because Vanessa also has issues finding ways to pee. Maybe pees herself multiple times a day.
I pee on myself 15 times a day.
And the 2 of them have this weird bit where they want to talk about how to invent like diapers, cloth diapers for plus size people.
Oh, I could make some things for big women, because I'm going to tell you, we need a piece of cloth
for big girls
that goes up under right here and goes in between your vagina rolls or ball rolls. If you're a dude, you got balls and you still got a roll down there. I don't want the guy to touch my butt and feel a diaper.
But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to do like a full recap of the whole show. I think if you have Discovery Plus, like, go check it out. But this is really to like give you kind of an idea of what to expect from this new show. So I figured let me share some other highlights and then also give you like a synopsis of what happened with their weight loss. So they give a lot of like sexy time comments. Like, they talk a little bit more about sexy time stuff than I think Amy and Tammy have ever done on 1,000 Pound Sisters. So Megan talks about her hoo-ha.
Did you know that you can actually retain water if you don't drink water? I heard that, but I don't believe it. Oh, I do. Trust me. My hoo-ha has swollen up before. Because of water? No, but I'm serious. It's like a baboon's ass. I'm so sorry. God.
And they also have like an in-depth conversation about like the best ways to have relations while also being an obese person.
There's tricks. You gotta have tricks up your sleeve, be a big girl. Yeah, the rolls do get in the way a lot. The secret is getting on the side of the bed.
What do you mean? Like get on the edge of the bed and him get under you?
No, you just throw your legs up. Yeah, that's an idea. I didn't even think about that one. I know I gotta get trained over here. I would think you would know everything.
Woman, I know how to lay it down. I know how to
thought
put a
you
leg
would
up.
tell
I
me
know how
some
to put,
secrets.
2 legs up, 5 legs up, 4 legs down.
Just because I'm not promiscuous don't mean I don't know how to do it.
And honestly, I do appreciate that because I think sometimes people think that like plus size people are like sexless folks who don't have the same needs, desires, wants, urges, etc. as like straight size people. So I love that for them. Like, please do enjoy yourself. I would never want somebody to not. And as you watch the show, Megan actually is very successful. I think Dr. Proctor gives her a goal of losing 20 pounds after her first appointment, like to come back, lose 20 pounds, and then to see if she gets approved for weight loss surgery. She loses like 40 and then does get the bariatric surgery and does great and like keeps losing weight. Like, I think at the end of the episode, they said she had lost 160 pounds. She had this like big reveal situation moment type of deal, and her boyfriend, John, actually proposes to her. So I'm kind of curious to see if we'll get to see some like wedding stuff or things like that in this new season. It feels like that would be something that could happen, but I also don't know how much time has passed since they filmed all of this to like whenever they filmed this season of 1,000 Pound Best Friends. I do know that during this episode, they like halfway through the episode, they're like, oh, during filming, COVID happened. So, this was probably started filming for this show back in like 2019, 2020, like late 2019, early 2020. So who knows? I mean, now it's 2022. I'm sure they're not like currently filming. Like they probably filmed for 1,000 Pound Best Friends sometime at the latest in 2021, right? So who knows? But curious to see if we'll see a wedding or anything like that. Like, I think that there's lots of potential. Vanessa, on the other hand, isn't successful. She does ultimately decide that she wants to get weight loss surgery after like lots of pushing from Megan. Before they do like the reveal part with Megan at the very end where she gets proposed to, she only gained weight every time that she went to see Dr. Proctor. Like, actually had a net gain of like 2 pounds or something like that. So who knows what things are looking like for her. But at the end, whenever they do that little moment situation with Megan, Vanessa says that she lost 20 pounds. Maybe she's on the right track. Maybe we will see her getting surgery in this season. I don't know. I'm kind of curious. She is maybe a little bit feisty like Tammy, but honestly has so much more going on because she like talks a lot about being in poverty. A lot of her food is based on whatever she can get for her family from like the food pantry, and like those things are not always accommodating to like a healthy lifestyle, right? So I do think that she has like different struggles that Tammy doesn't have, and I also just don't think that she has like the knowledge and skills. Like, she needs a lot more support to just like even figure out, because they showed her throughout the whole episode like there's one part where she was seasoning some ground turkey and her son is like, shouldn't you be avoiding salt and sodium? And she's like, no, this is sodium free. And then they zoomed in on the bottle of seasoning that she was using and showed all of the sodium in it, so it's just like one of those things that I don't know that she even understands nutrition. But then she also did have a nutritionist, and she straight up said, like, I didn't listen to the nutritionist. I know better than her. And I'm like, do you? Do you? I don't know. So I feel like she could be some drama too. But yeah, I don't know. I hope that this like was a good overview, rundown of who these girls are. Obviously, please go watch the show on Discovery Plus if you want some more information about who these girls are, what they're about, what they're doing, because that's going to give you a much broader overview or accurate overview than just like my brief synopsis. I'd also be interested to know if you're interested in watching this. Are you interested in watching me do recaps of this show? I don't know. I mean, I assume that 1,000 Pound Sisters is going to be done by the time this is airing, so I'll have time. I'll have time in my schedule if you really want to get down to business. I can be a 1,000 Pound Best Friend channel. I surely can. So let me know down below what your thoughts are. I would love to hear them. But that's all I have time for today. So if you enjoyed this video and you're brand new to my channel, make sure to subscribe down below. hit the bell button so you get notifications every single time I post a new video. Leave a comment, hit like, click share, follow me on all of my social media, and above all else, have a great day. Bye!